released today by the Governor's Civil Rights Commission finds that systematic racism played a role in the Flint water crisis. They say decades of discrimination led to the appointment of emergency managers who made the decision to switch the source of Flint's water, exposing the city to lead poisoning. The 135-page report recommends changing the emergency manager law to give the people a bigger voice, but it also speaks of the implicit bias from the top down that allowed the state to ignore the complaints of Flint residents for far too long. With us right now is Augustine Arbalou, Executive Director of the Michigan Department of Civil Rights. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you, Phil.
First of all, this report is scathing in its criticism. You're not saying that a bunch of racists in the state poured lead into the water in Flint, but you do say that a culture of racism allowed this to happen. How so?
Well, you have a history, a legacy. If you look at Flint, a tale of two communities, one black, one white, and back from the early 1920s, moving forward to the 1990s and forward even further. It moved from the separation of race, wealth, and opportunity within Flint to then becoming a tale of two communities, Flint primarily black and the suburbs primarily white, and still separation of race, wealth, and opportunity now between Flint and its suburbs.
And look, they were both black and white victims of this crisis.
Absolutely.
And what they tell me, time and again, black or white, is that as soon as the switch in the source of Flint's water, as soon as that switch was made, they noticed a change in the color of the water,
Yes.
the taste of the water, the odor of the water. They complained time and time again,
Absolutely.
and nobody listened to them.
That's right. Not even our commission, not even our department. And so we take responsibility for that. And that's one of the first recommendations, is we have to be more conscious of this. We have to jump on this, and we have to be more proactive. And that is something that, regrettably, we did not do.
And you don't believe this would have happened in Ann Arbor, Birmingham?
No, it wouldn't have happened. And we say that because when you don't have political clout and you don't have the social economic indicators that reflect the community with those kinds of indicators that will raise the consciousness to those in power, people like communities like Flint get left behind.
You say that one of the changes we need to make is in the emergency manager law.
Yes.
Why?
Well, first of all, you need the voice of the people in the process. You cannot be governing without input from those on the ground, those who are seeing that community develop, evolve, and face and understand the problems. Meaningful involvement, voice, is critical to any process to create better communities and also avoid the problems that exist. We recognize that cities will run into financial distress. So how do you address it and keep community involved through that process?
And how do you make sure that the people who are making that decision choose the welfare of the people over cutting expenses?
Well, that's the challenge. And what you do is you have to maybe form a committee, you maybe involve city council to think about a more holistic approach. It's not simply just selling off assets. There comes a point where you cannot any longer sell assets of a city and have a city that can operate and have the resources to be able to function and operate.
What really amazes me too is this is a commission appointed by a Republican governor, and yet a report highly critical of the governor and the system that created the commission.
And in many ways, that's a credit to the governor in the way that he does appoint.
Have you heard from him?
We haven't spoken recently, no, but I'm sure his staff is reviewing it, and we have apprised him of our report. And I think that in time we'll have some further discussions, especially around the recommendations. The recommendations is a call to action, is to create and increase and highlight the importance that we have to give to the fact that we still generate and create disparate impact outcomes.
Everybody deserves a seat at the table.
Everybody deserves a seat at the table.
And I hope everybody in the state reads this report.
I hope they do.
And we see changes.
Thank you.
Attorney,
People,
thank you
nice
so much.
talking to you.
All right, thank you.